to go and live in a lake? Oh, you were lucky to have a lake. When we grew up, there were 160 of us living in a shoebox in the middle of the road. Cardboard box? Aye, you were lucky. What? Oh, it's a nice, wet, sloppy day. TG Moto Rider on my Triumph Thunderbird 1600. I want to talk about these Metzeler ME880 tires, marathons. I just want to talk about how they do in the water, how they do in the wet. I've had these tires out. If you watch my Killer Rock Falls video, well, I ride all year long, even through the winter. And these Metzeler tires, whether it's cold, wet, whatever, you're going to find that these ME880, these marathons are pretty sticky. These are the original tires. The bike has almost 13,000 miles on it. This is the tread patch on the Metzeler, as you can see. 13,000 miles. You know, they still look okay, but I am probably going to replace them pretty soon. You got 2 plies of rayon, 1 ply of steel belt. I love Triumph gives you 200 millimeter on the back. That's awesome. And from experience, I can honestly tell you that they're super sticky in pretty much any condition. Oh, well, that says 32, but that's because it's probably really 38 degrees right now. I think that thermometer is reading a little low because it's attached to the metal right there. This tire was specifically designed for heavy cruisers. The Marathon 880, I've never felt like I was pushing my luck in the rain. It never put me in that position where I was like, oh man, I shouldn't be out in this. Now, you would say, well, some of that might have to do with the bike. Well, that might be true. I have had this thing out in some of the worst weather you could imagine. And I've had this thing out in really cold weather, like 18 degrees, and I'm out on my Thunderbird. This bike's just never really disappointed me. The ABS system's very, very good on this. That does help. I've never felt like my Thunderbird with these tires was out of its league. Like, I never felt that way. I hope I never do feel that way. Super, super strong. The sidewall are 2-ply rayon, and that actually gives you better thermal dynamics and helps you dissipate the heat better. That's a cool looking truck. I like the wheels. But the Metzeler's on the highway, like, this is super sturdy stuff. Like, even with me throttling it like that, like, there's no slippage. I don't feel anything slipping up from underneath me. The bike's not doing anything goofy. It's doing right what it should be doing. I'm gonna head over because my exit's coming up here. Tires are very, very important, you know, and the tire you choose is important. So I'm not going to recommend to you a tire that I have not personally risked my life on. I'm going to recommend to you things that I think are good, so that if you decide to get a tire, you see, well, look, he had good success with the tire. He's out in the rain. It's cold out. He's got good grip. The bike's not getting spastic on him. You know, he can throttle. He can brake. He's not getting any slippage. That's probably a decent tire in the rain. Don't be trepidatious about that tire. It's a good tire. Now, the Michelin Commander 2s are a great tire as well. I had a set on my second VTX 1300. I've had 10 bikes. I currently keep 4. Out of all the bikes I've had and the tires I've changed out over all the years, I'm only going to recommend the tires that I think are good. To me, Shinko 777s are pretty sticky. I will say the Michelin Commander 2s are awesome. And I will say that these Metzeler Marathon ME880s, it's a great tire. TG Moto Rider, signing off. No pointing the camera dramatically into the sun today. Man, Thunderbird, I swear, every time I'm on this bike, I can't believe how good it is in bad weather. And the tires, to pair this bike with the ABS system, with the Metzeler ME880s, I mean, that was just smart. That is a sticky tire for a nice, well, good performance bike. I mean, it was just brilliant, in my opinion. I'm going to show you one more thing about the Thunderbird. I'm going to pull over in a parking lot up here. I'm going to show you something about the Thunderbird. Alright, let me show you something about the Triumph Thunderbird 1600. If I'm on my 1600 Nomad or I'm on my VTX 1800, the wind broadsides you, tends to want to blow the bike, and then you have to counter steer. What happens on the Triumph Thunderbird 1600 is this: the air hits you from the broadside and goes between and around the engine.